Let me guess, you're at the point where you're not sad about it, but you think about it often. You regret it, but also grateful that it happened. You're not angry, but disappointed. You don't miss it, but you miss the feeling it gave you. So what if I told you that you don't actually miss them, you miss the way they made you feel? You ever wondered why you're holding on to someone who's already let you go? Let's get into it. The truth about missing someone. Jay Shetty said this best. He said, whatever you want from someone, give it to yourself first. If you want love from someone, give it to yourself first. If you want validation from someone, give it to yourself first. If you want comfort from someone, give it to yourself first. The list goes on. And no matter what you get from the person around you, from the people around you, from whoever it may be, the amount, how often will never be enough if you never gave it to yourself first. So you don't miss them, you miss whatever void that relationship was filling within you. Whatever emotion it made you feel, they validated you, they made you feel comfortable, they made you feel loved. And maybe you never gave those things to yourself first. And you also maybe loved the person that you were becoming when you were in the relationship. Maybe it did make you better. Maybe it did push you into a higher version of yourself. But if you aren't able to do it by yourself, then crutching onto the relationship is a recipe for disaster. Because if you remove that person or remove that relationship, who are you then? Relationships often attach us to feelings of comfort, love, and identity. So it feels good, but if we aren't whole by ourselves, that's what causes us to feel like a piece of us is missing, and we crumble and get destroyed after the relationship. Don't get me wrong, heartbreaks hurt, and we all react to heartbreaks very, very differently, so it's okay to stumble. But if you get to the point where you are completely demolished after a relationship, after a person's no longer in your life, realize that you really found an identity, a comfort, a love, a something in that relationship that essentially was filling something within you that you already had the ability to fill yourself. So here are a few signs that you were just chasing a feeling. After the relationship ended, you're searching for that feeling anywhere and everywhere, most likely in unhealthy things, habits, people that just make you kind of feel what you once felt in that relationship, but not quite the same. And all you're trying to do is just get that, you're chasing a feeling. You're trying to fill that void quickly as possible. Another sign is you romanticize the relationship. You ignored all the red flags. You ignored all the reasons why it really was not good for you. You just hyper fixated on the positive parts of the relationship. It might have been 5 good things, but 100 bad things. But you focused on those 5 good things and justified the relationship because of it. Because those 5 good things filled whatever you needed to fill within you that you could have already done yourself. Another sign is that you feel incomplete without them. Even if the relationship was extremely unhealthy, you still feel like less than after the relationship ended. So you were leaning on the feeling. You were crutching on the person. You weren't whole by yourself. Oftentimes, we cling on to relationships because it fills a void within us that we refuse to fill within ourselves, like I've said many times before. And it wasn't about what they filled within you. It was about what you were lacking within yourself that you were crutching onto the relationship. I've said this many times already. There were things within yourself that you were choosing not to address. So it's a matter of being able to take a step back, reflect, and figure out what feeling did I really enjoy from this relationship that was almost like a drug to me, that really was feeling something within myself that I failed to address, that I purposely was ignoring because I'm clenching onto these external things that make me feel good, whether it's temporary or for as long as they last or they're present in my life. So listen to this. In the Bible, Proverbs 4 verse 23 says, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. It's talking about how you need to guard and protect yourself from trying to fill yourself with these voids, because everything from your heart flows from it. You need to guard your heart. So this verse addresses that you need to protect yourself from misplaced attachments in these relationships in your life. Not just intimate relationships, friendships play a factor in that. Family ties and relationships play a factor in that. Any bond in your life that you feel as though you're putting a lot of focus on it because it might be taking a focus away from yourself is something to pay attention to. So this is how to let go of that feeling, that chasing feeling and that feeling that you keep replaying from the relationship. Ask yourself, what did that person or that relationship make you feel? And start chasing for that for yourself. So if that relationship made you feel loved, start loving yourself. If that relationship made you feel validated, start validating yourself. If that relationship made you feel safe, you can secure yourself. You have all the tools, the resources, everything you need to be complete all by yourself. And the moment you start at least searching for that is the moment you really get on that journey of self-love, self-validation, and becoming more secure in your attachment. When you're moving forward, journaling is so helpful to help you identify your emotions, what you're feeling, and give you a better idea to reflect from the relationship. Our emotions are very complex. So picture like you trying to do really complex math. You gotta write it out. You gotta break it down. And oftentimes the teacher wants to see your work to make sure you did it the right way. And if you did it wrong, where you went wrong. Same thing with our emotions. Writing it out allows you the ability to get more clarity, to write it out. Maybe you can read it over and you see a different perspective, or you see a pattern in your thought process that stems to a core childhood wound that's leading to why you feel you need to be loved by someone else because you don't love yourself. There's so many doors that you can unlock just by journaling and really diving into your own emotions, as well as prayer. Praying and diving into scripture can give you more clarity and more direction as to how to get back to yourself. Asking God to fill your void. Focus on relationships that build you up and guide you to the direction that you want to take your life. Not relationships that just fill your void. There's a difference. And as you continue to work on yourself, to journal, to pray, you'll get more clarity and better discernment to differentiate as to what's good for you and what's just filling a void. I challenge you to ask yourself this question. Were you truly missing them? Are you truly missing them? Or did you miss who you were when you were with them? Did you miss the feeling you had when you were with them? Take a moment and reflect. Let that be the kind of beginning of you just really trying to reflect on the relationship of what it once was. Because healing isn't forgetting what happened. It's remembering, but with a new perspective. I know you heard me and I hope you're listening. Listen, men, if you're going through a breakup, if you're in a season of heartbreak and healing and you're looking for direction and guidance in a community and structure, I'm your guy. Go in the description section and join our community of like-minded men on this journey of growth and personal development. Let me help you get back to you. And I leave this with everyone so far. I just want to say thank you for being this far in this video. Stop chasing the person you were and start going after the person you want to become. Oh, I know you heard me and I hope you're listening. Let that sink in. So my question to you is, what feeling do you think you're chasing? And what do you think you need to do to fill it within yourself? Thank you so much for the support. Thank you for watching this far. Comment, like, and subscribe. Peace from Dees.